You could be sparring a UFC fighter, and I wouldn't be surprised if you spar him and think, he's alright, or he's pretty shit. Like, I'd win that round against them. What is it like to train in Thailand? And is it as good as everyone makes out? Well, first and foremost, it was unbelievable. Like, training in Thailand is something every fighter should do. It was the best 5 months of my life, really, in loads of different ways. Like, over there, you'll have some unforgettable experiences and meet some amazing people. Like, I remember being there and thinking to myself, like, just enjoy this while it lasts, because life isn't going to be as good as this for a while, and it's never going to be as easy as this probably ever again. Like, I think everyone should know what it feels like to wake up in the morning, have a bowl of fruit and a coffee when it's dead sunny, walk over to training, bang a load of doggies, spar with people from all over the world, UFC fighters, come back, go and eat some really nice Thai food with all your mates who are all from all over the world as well, and then go to the beach, chill in the pool, chat to people, meet some super interesting people, train again in the evening, have a joint, go get some nice food again, walk down to the beach, go and explore, ride the motorbikes. Just that experience of being like super locked in with your mates in Thailand is just a feeling I'll never forget, really. But in terms of the actual training, you'd be surprised what the level's like. Like, if you're a half decent fighter from like the northwest of England or anywhere in England, particularly in the jiu-jitsu, like the level of jiu-jitsu in Thailand isn't that great, and I think we sort of underappreciate how good the level of MMA as a whole in the northwest of England, and just in England, and well, not just England, but in Britain in general, how high the level actually is. I think I sparred Shara Bullet there. I've got a picture of him. He was alright. Like, he wasn't that good. I think what it comes down to is the people doing well, especially in the UFC, are the ones that know what they're good at and they stick to what. Or he won the IMAFs, or he's like 13-0 as an amateur, and like I haven't even fought yet and I banged him. So if you do go over there, don't be intimidated by all the Dagestanis and all the UFC fighters are there, because you just get in there, spar them. That's the mistake I made a lot of the time. I swear, fights with or spars with famous fighters, or the guy with a chin strap beard and no mustache and was about 6'4", and I'd swerve around to them because it was dead hot and I couldn't be arsed, to be honest. But in a way, I was sort of intimidated by them. Don't do that, because when you roll with them, a lot of the time they're not that good. You'd be surprised. So it takes a lot of fights, it takes a lot of experience to build up that fight IQ, and that's why their fighters are at the top of the UFC. And also, they know what they're good at. If you're already good at double legging people and taking their back, and you can do that to anyone, it's already up to a point. It doesn't matter that much how good your Muay Thai game is, or how good like your Kimura game is. Like, if you can just double leg someone, take the back, choke them, it can get you quite far. And also, they show up on the night. A lot of the people at them high levels, you'll probably do alright against them in the gym. So the skills there, you've got the same skill sets as a lot of them high level fighters, but on the night, it's a skill in itself to go out there and perform to the best of your ability. Like, I'd say in the training room, like, the outcome of a sparring session is probably going to be like 80% technique, 20% mental. And in a fight that gets switched up, I'd say it's 80% mental and 20% technique. Yeah, and don't be scared of all the daggies just because they hang around in massive groups and don't smile at anyone and look really good. They might be decent wrestlers, and some of them are shit at striking, some of them are okay. But if you stuff some of their takedowns, get them on the back, they're not that good. Like, if you get them on the back, you can beat a lot of famous, daggy fighters. I also felt like the rest of the world has decent. If I was fighting someone or in sparring who was at a high level, a lot of the time it would be a case of they had decent striking, decent wrestling, but once it went to the ground, the jiu-jitsu wasn't really that good with a lot of fighters to the highest levels. So, like, you can get better quality coaching and better quality training partners probably in your gyms in England. But at the same time, in England, you might have to work, you might have family issues, financial issues, relationship issues, all these things stressing you out. You know, it's overcast, it's grey, it's cold, you wake up every day with a bunch of knobheads. And when you go to Thailand, that just gets cleared, and you know, you're just in such a good place mentally, in such a happy place to just train, and there's nothing distracting you, and you're in such a beautiful place. And like that's what life's about as well, just enjoying your life. So I'd say going to Thailand for me is more about the experience of just being in Thailand and just being happy, rather than I'm going over to Thailand for high level training, because I could probably get the training back at home. But you know, in Thailand, your food's nice and cheap. You can live really cheap. I think Phuket's quite expensive, but I was living for 13 quid a night, which is a lot cheaper than anything you'd get over in England. Your recovery's on point because, you know, it's sunny. You're just so relaxed. You've got such low cortisol. Your body just recovers, and so the vitamin D goes a long way in recovering you mentally and physically. Another thing Thailand's great for is networking. You know, you meet fighters from all over the world, and it's great. Like, I've got so many mates from travelling and training in Thailand. Then you go away and you see them 6 months later on the story, and they've won a fight, and you say well done, or you know, you do a face off for your first fight, and they're all commenting on it, you know, supporting you. It's a good feeling to know like you've got mates all over the world who are, you know, rooting for you, and a lot of them are just really good people too. So I know now if I want to go and train in Perth, or I want to go and train in Dubai or wherever, I've got someone there who can, you know, introduce me to the local area, and maybe I've got somewhere to stay as well if I ever do choose to go and train out there. The biggest thing for me about training in Thailand is if you go to Thailand for a couple months or even a month, you'll have the time of your life. You'll come back, and life just won't be the same after that, because you've experienced something so much better. And like, it's hard to go on and live back in your normal life in England, where it's grey and there's a bunch of knobheads, and you're feeling down, and you can't even explain why you feel down, but it's literally just because you're in England half the time, and everyone's moaning about fucking immigration, this and that, and you'll just think, every time you feel a bit down, you will just think, I wish I was in Thailand. And it's hard, to be honest, because you feel like you're missing out on your life, when you're not really, because you can't be in Thailand 24/7, you know, 365 days of the year, and you're just going to search for ways to make money online, or make enough money to come out and live here. Because, in fact, somebody gave a good analogy the other day that I heard on Instagram. It's like having sex all your life with a condom on, and then one time you get to take it off, and then after that you have to go back to just wearing a condom every time you have sex again, and it's just not going to be the same since, because you know it's so much better when you take it off or when you're in Thailand. Also, prepare for the heat, because especially for a big dude like myself, I was half the fighter I was in Thailand opposed to what I am here, because it's just so hot and you just gas so much quicker. It's ridiculous. Also, there's a bit of a myth that Thailand's super cheap. And yes, it can be cheap if you know where to eat, like the spots where the locals eat, and you know, you can get pretty cheap accommodation, but it's not, you know, you can't just go on every corner and get a meal for 20p. Like, that's a bit of a myth. If you want that, you're gonna have to go to Vietnam or Laos. Like, Thailand, it's rapidly developing, and the places you're gonna be staying, particularly if you're training in Tiger or Bang Tao, are gonna be fucking expensive. Like, I think the memberships are 300 quid a month now in Bang Tao, which is outrageous.